Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire. My name's Heliax and we are here on the island of Tikawara, where we had just met, he wasn't a pirate, was he a pirate? He might have been a pirate, but some dwarf merchant who, him and his crew, arrived on this island, and apparently there's some hostilities going on with the locals. You know, instead of just guessing, let's just take a look. Because it's been a little bit since I last was here, and I don't actually remember what the place was called, or what the, So if I recently updated. This one? No. What was it called? I don't know. Did we update a quest with that? I heard mention of the village priestess, Nairi, who is not happy about the recent influx of foreigners. If I want to hear her side of things, I can find her at the shrine. Right, and then Chieftain Ruanu can direct me to Pokakahara. His hut is in the northeast area of town, on a hill above the trading post. Alright, so we're here. Let's take a look. How much money do we have? 14k. Not a whole lot. Small fish, more bone than meat, dry on the rack. Their eyes are sunken and their scales dull. Alright, so we're just gonna explore the city a little bit, or the village. Take a look around. Not been here before, and I want to see what's going on here. Craftsman. There is a person named Pekeho. Lagufeth hatchlings. Interesting.
It is a bad omen to have a priestess so young.
Age is no assurance of wisdom. Remember Anna?
Still your tongue. Amira's winds will surely carry your words.
Anna. Okay. Hey, what's going on in here?
Quit your chirping. Full tides.
The fisherman lowers his head in greeting and wipes his hands on his sarong, which is mottled with fish guts. He doesn't meet your gaze. Why are those Lagofeth in cages?
Kimwihi and the other Mataru found them when they explored the island.
He looks at the creatures with mingled trepidation and disgust. They bare their teeth in response, flies buzzing around their clouded, gunky eyes and the dull patches on their scales.
Said maybe we train them to build. And if the soil and sea are misers here, then we eat them.
He shrugs, scratching at his incurved belly.
Oh, Captain Stinkfeathers here has choked down his share of Lagofath eggs.
Ishi chirps up at her and waggles his tail feathers. He blinks at your companion impassively, glancing toward the sea with an air of mild impatience. What can you tell me about this village, or this island? Another village. The village of Tikawara was recently founded by a small Wana tribe. Though the location has limited access to food, it is close to legendary Ingwitha ruins known to the Wana as Pokakahara. Alright. That's good, because I had forgotten basically all our information about that. That was a good refresher. Tell me about this place.
The high tide is stingy with fish, and the low tide even more so.
He points down at the beach to a lonely rack strung with a few scrawny fish. Alright, so they're not doing too well here. Which means we're probably gonna have to help them out, aren't we? Because we're good. Ooh, kitty. Miri. +1 intellect, and the party-wide effect of 10% of incoming crits converted to hits from your weapon. Oh, it's a chubby kitty. I like it. Alright. I don't think that's better than what we're using. 5% damage from area effect attacks. Yeah, I like that one. We're gonna keep that. Although, do we have a lot of area effect attacks? I guess me and, Aloth do. So that's good. We have nobody with mechanics. We gotta keep that in mind. I wonder if I should put mechanics on somebody. Get us some more mechanics. Alright, there is Himui and Vector.
Lizards. Even here I always smell them.
Hello. I like this building. It's like a ship. The woman stands outside the half-finished building, arms crossed as if in protest of any shelter it might offer. She looks like she's scowling, but the scars on her face make it hard to tell.
An outsider in Tikwara? Who are you, stranger?
Her hand strays toward a hide belt clinched tightly around her waist. I'm Klesia, captain of the Defiant. The Valiant Trading Company wants me to look after their investments. I'm just passing through. I'm anxious that you're looking combative already. No, I'm Klesia.
A captain. If you had sailed downwind of the island, you would have moved on, I say. I tell Ranga Ruano that the stench of Tikawara will drive away friend and outsider alike. Do you smell it?
She flares her nostrils and grimaces. What are you talking about? My friends here promised they'd bathe before we left port. Smells like a beachside village to me. I don't smell anything. Yeah, it smells like a beachside village.
I speak of the Lagufath.
Mm-hmm.
There is no food on this barren island that those monsters do not steal.
Her scars are like seams, tugging her face into a scowl.
Yeah, but how could you say no to those little faces?
Always they circle our village looking for weaknesses.
She shakes her finger, making an argument she seems to have made many times before.
I push the cage with the young ones farther toward the beach, but I smell them even here.
Do you plan on doing something about these pests? It's no wonder they come here when the beach smells like a Lagofith hatchery. So you want them angry in addition to hungry? Let's go with the survival one.
Better to keep them under our thumb than sharpening blow darts, I say. A week ago, I tracked the fish to Hoina Ravine, so I challenged the Mataru to a hunting competition. My mother's belt for the brood mother's head.
Grinning, she thumbs the hide belt slung across her waist.
It is not every day that newcomers land on our beaches. What say you show me how outsiders deal with Lagufath?
A little competition sounds like fun. You seem strong enough to handle a few Lagofeth. I'll consider it.
Keep your eyes and ears open. The brood is daring when the mother is close.
She taps the corner of one eye, leveling her gaze at you.
I'll have that fish woman's head mounted in my hut before long.
She exhales and turns her gaze away. What are you doing with the shipwreck? With this shipwreck?
The Ranga wanted a trading post.
She glowers at the strange building, which appears to be part scaffolding and part shipwreck.
He said it will bring more Valians like the sweaty dwarf. Then they will bring food and supplies and their sweaty money.
A shiver of disgust ripples across her face. What's wrong with that?
Always I stand here. This is no job for the Mataru. We hunt, fight, and lead.
She paces next to the trading post, restless energy practically quivering through her arms and legs. You look like you're supervising.
Someone must.
She stops and frowns. That's leading, is it not? So why aren't you hunting or fishing?
What is there to hunt on this heap of rock and moss? No game. Only Lagofath skulking in Hoina Ravine.
I mean, they have to eat something, right?
Even the antelope know there is no fit home. The grasses are thin and the trees are like a child's bones. Small and soft. Even to build this, we must hike up the mountain for wood.
She raps the side of the trading post with her knuckles. Can I buy some supplies?
Am I a Kuaru? Do I dirty my fingers with coins 1,000 hands have touched? Never.
She spits.
Go see the sweaty one, the dwarf. He washes his hands sometimes.
Can I arrest you?
You'll never meet a more welcoming tribe.
She thrusts her face inches from yours and glares at you, daring you to disagree.
See? The villagers brawl for the honor of your visit.
Uh-huh. Okay. Don't actually need to rest, but I just want to take a look at what we have here. Oh, I like that image. It's a cool one. Okay, yeah, very good. So we could retrain. Retraining doesn't cost a whole lot. I think I'm still okay with how we're going at the moment. Vector's the dwarf.
No sign of my ship.
And we did look at his supplies already.
As you like.
These fruits are small and underripe. Most are riddled with wormholes. Yeah, I get it, game. This place is not...
I could never eat a dwarf. For what?
Play along! I choose the belly, rich and fatty.
We are Raparu, you fools. We would only get the gristle between his toes.
Yuck. Nothing worse than dwarf gristle. Am I right?
I shall make it so.
Smell small crustaceans skitter across the rocks in the tide pool. Well, why aren't you guys eating those? Wasteful. This is woven from Kaora reeds, a hardy but flexible material, smelling of sea salt. Alright. Take a look at the map. Where do we want to go first? That's the chieftain's hut. That's Kararu's hut. Communal storage hut, and the shrine. I guess we'll go talk to the chieftain first. Let's go up this way. Oh, got some people over here. Never mind. What's up with our formation? Why does it look like that? Oh, that's just what I decided. Put you there. I think that'll be better. Better looking. Yeah, gotta have it symmetrical.
The village starves, and you hide Koiki fruit?
I hide nothing, you bloated pufferfish. Traitor! Gatty's jaws will close around you.
Oh boy.
Confess, Tamal, or will you let good food rot?
A young warrior's forehead is furrowed with lines and beaded with perspiration. He stands over a man bound to a pole.
Does mine look like a full belly, idiot? Question the rest of the Raparu. We all hunger.
Every word out of the bound man emerges as an agonized wheeze. He glares up at Mukumu.
Disgrace. Any other Raparu has worked 10 times in a day what you have in your life, and they do not complain.
The warrior pulls a dagger from his belt and thumbs the tip thoughtfully. Blinking, he turns to you, wearing a bright, friendly smile. Suddenly, he jumps back as he notices the flames dancing about your head.
Akira, you must forgive my shock. Kith do not visit often, much less the gods.
He touches his brow and nods.
What do you make of this hagfish, huh? Will Tamao confess if I tighten the ropes?
He gestures to the bound man. I take it he's done something wrong. You know, you catch more flies with honey than vinegar. Do it. Do it. He's done something wrong.
Pakeho caught this wretch stealing the last of the Koiki fruit. The tribe was to feast on it for a harvest ceremony.
I stole no Koiki, but I wish I had. I would have hid it somewhere most unpleasant.
He bars his teeth in a defiant grin.
You hear this? A second chance we give, and Tamao throws it in our faces.
Mukumu holds the blade level with Tumaru's heart. He's done this before?
Lied and stolen? Akira, when we have food, he takes more than he deserves. He steals baskets and pots, and even pilfered a spearhead from a warrior on the hunt.
Exasperated, Mukumu mops his brow with the back of his hand.
I say there is no person in Tikawara who he has not wronged in some way. Maybe no person in the Deadfire.
What say you, Tumaru, or Tamao?
I say I deserve what others have in plenty. Shade, a full belly, a moment to kneel on cool sands.
He glances up at Mukumu. Well, I mean, looking around this village, it doesn't seem like that's a lot of people that have a full belly.
We stopped being a tribe when Ruanu dragged us into the path of the outsiders. Now we can only save ourselves.
You shame us, Tamao. To return in your next life as a coconut crab would be too kind.
Mukumu stamps his foot, kicking up a flurry of dust. What was this Koiki ceremony?
We would have eaten the last of the Koiki as a tribe. This way we give our thanks to Kahopa, the eel of life.
His eyes grow downcast.
Now this cannot happen. Our harvest fails because this one puts his empty stomach higher than the gods.
Did anyone think saving the seeds might be a good idea?
This is not done.
Mukumu furrows his brow at you.
To consume the fruit, seeds, and all. This is how we pray to Kahopa for bounty.
Would it make things better if I had some spare Koiki fruit on hand? What's to be done?
Pikeho's word is enough to give Tamao over to the waves.
Mukumu faces the beach and touches his brow.
Oh, perfectly civilized. Go on.
Maya strokes her chin and nods.
This is our way.
He blinks at Maya.
Better to drown as an innocent man than starve with you fools.
Tamao spits, but without the forward momentum, it just dribbles on his chin. Mukumu turns his gaze away, doing his best to ignore him.
Justice does not fill our stomachs or our hearts. It brings the gods no closer to ending this famine.
Mukumu's hands stray toward his stomach. He glances out to the horizon. I owe the gods a favor. Your Koiki is as good as found. Whisper a good word in your Ranga's ear, and I'll consider it. Do I owe the gods a favor? No. I mean, I guess they brought me back to life. That's yes, but I'm already paying that favor back. Good luck with your harvest. Whisper a good word in your Ranga's ear, and I'll consider it. Consider what? Like, I don't know what, like, he didn't ask me to find a Koiki. This is a weird turn in the conversation. Doesn't really flow. I guess I'll consider searching for it if you... It's not like an option for me to just do it either. It's just like, good luck. Or like, you know... I'll consider it.
Akira, you would do this? I say, our Ranga will dedicate the Feast of the Last Koiki to your name.
He claps you on the shoulder, leaving Tamao all but forgotten.
Until the Koiki is found, I will delight in prodding this stubborn eel for answers.
He touches the point of his dagger, his lips spreading into a broad grin.
You are free to question him in your custom, I say. And Peheko, he tarries often by the beach.
Mm-hmm. I think we talked to him. Wasn't he the one guarding the Lagofeth? What do you do here?
I am a warrior, like most Mataru. Can you not tell?
He poses, standing tall and flipping his blade in his hand.
We have little reason to fight on Tikawara, except when the fishermen drink too much of the dwarf man's liquor. But these are only small fights, not like it was on the island we left before, when the pirates, the slave...
His expression goes slack. For several seconds, his widening eyes stare blinkly into some remembered horror. After a moment, he snaps back.
But what did I say? Tikawara does not give it abundance, but there are worse things, Akira.
Interesting. That was an interesting... Had a lot of depth to his character, just that one line. I'd like to know more about the village.
Then you must speak with the Ranga. His lodge is at the top of the hill, past the trading post. Nairi also knows much, but she is quiet ever since.
His eyes go wide as he catches himself. He clears his throat.
Nairi, she tends the shrine in the northwest part of town, near the statue of Ngati. Yes.
He nods rapidly. Oh, farewell. Alright, well, I mean, if they're gonna put in a war with the chief for us, I guess we'll do this first. The bound man casts a weary stare down at you, his arms tightening weakly beneath their restraints.
Don't know how long a man could last out here like that.
You look at me for what? To watch me shrivel up in the sun?
It may be a trick of the light, but the man's emaciated scowl does appear shriveled. You stole the last of the tribe's Koiki?
If only my brain and belly had coordinated. I say I would have tried sooner.
He glances longingly toward the hut north of the Rangas.
Pikeho hates me because I insult his puny catches of fish. All he does is weigh down his boat. For this, he accuses me.
What's your side of the story?
Pikeho says I was skulking by the drying hut north of the Ranga's home. Akira, this is so. I would have taken the Koiki, but it was already gone.
Can you think of anyone else who might have taken it?
It is said the Ruparu share one empty stomach. Blame any of them, I say.
He grimaces down at his lean frame.
The tribe drives me out like jerky because I am hated, not because I am a Koiki thief.
Tell me about yourself.
I have seen better days than this.
He grimaces up at you.
I labor for the tribe, but our Ranga saves the best of everything for his warriors. For what does a warrior need with a full stomach when we are not at war?
Tamao shakes his head and scowls. That is true. It sounds like it's not a very good Ranga, huh? I had some questions.
Then maybe you ask someone with both feet on the ground.
Oh, your feet not on the ground?
I need to conserve my strength.
Oh shit, that's like... really bad. Like if his feet aren't on the ground, isn't that like... he's basically being crucified? Or maybe they're just like bound there? Even still, that he's being crucified, isn't he? We better hurry up. Jesus. Alright, you're the guy, right? Yeah.
You need something?
Mukumu says you caught Tamao stealing Koiki.
Ikira.
He pauses and stares at you with wide eyes.
Tamao was creeping around the drying hut where we stored Koiki for the ceremony, north of our Ranga's home.
He tips his head to gesture away, holding your eye contact all the while.
I grabbed Tamao by the wrist and dragged him to Mukumu. We found all of the Koiki were gone. The snake brought this on himself, I say. Now Mukumu will deliver him to Tangaloa's maw, where he belongs.
Sounds like the type of story a Koiki thief would tell. Did you actually see Tamao with any Koiki?
Ikira, it is as I said. Tamao was near the Koiki hut.
He blinks at you.
Stuffing his face, I say. And if he will not admit it in this life, he will pay in the next one.
Can you think of anything that might help me find the Koiki? He shakes his head, his eyes turning downcast.
I know that Mukumu wished to give the fruit to Ngati with a prayer to pull back her furious storms.
Actually, Mukumu told me the Koiki were for a harvest ritual. He opens his mouth to retort, but closes it and hangs his head.
It is said the gods piss on the souls of liars before sending them back to Aora as krill. Tamao stole no Koiki.
Oh, that was easy.
Kahopa must have made Tamao from sand lice, because he gives nothing to the tribe, only takes.
Did you steal the Koiki?
No! Ikira, I did not do this. I provide for the tribe. Not like that louse Tamao.
Tamao isn't the one implicating an innocent man.
Tamao is as innocent as a skulking tadpole worm.
Pakehu spits forcefully to the ground. It doesn't seem like that's for you to decide, buddy.
He hates the tribe. Pity and charity fill his belly and shell pouch. And he has not strained a muscle to serve anyone but himself.
Pakehu balls his hands at his sides. Even if that's the case, that's not a crime worthy of murder.
Knowing
or
this
death.
does not bring the Koiki back to the drying hut, but it will help to heal the tribe.
Would Mukumu accept your retraction without Koiki to prove it?
No. He wants the Koiki and the guilty. So do we all, I say. I cannot say if the true thief covered their tracks, since Mukumu never looked for clues.
Pakehu shrugs and calmly brushes sand off his foot.
But the drying hut? Ikira, in his sandals, this is where I would look.
Farewell. Alright, so it seems like you guys are very lax in your justice system, which is not good. The Queen will hear about this. Not that I don't know if she can do anything here, but hey.
Yes. Hello. Whatever you need, I can help.
He speaks with the false poise of someone who spends a lot of time practicing in front of the mirror. Pakehu was lying. Tamao didn't steal the Koiki.
What say? Pakehu speak through a false blowhole?
Yes. Mukumu narrows his eyes.
Prove it. Show me the real traitor.
I don't have any hard evidence yet.
Do not waste my time, I say.
Right, because you've got a lot of work to do. I am not liking that guy.
Step back, all of you.
Hello? The broad-shouldered Amawa at the center of the huddle takes a cautious step back. His gaze never breaks from the tribesmen who have him surrounded, and his hands never stray far from his weapon.
You've all got the wrong idea. I'm waiting for a shipment of sailcloth from the homeland. Is that going to be a problem?
He seems rather calm. His expression turns stony as the implied threat crosses his lips.
Then what say you about this? Coded gibberish, or I'm an Orlin.
Someone from the crowd tosses a sheaf of papers to the ground by Harama's feet. The assembled tribesmen mutter their assent.
Damn it. He's about 2 seconds away from starting a brawl. I've got to step in.
Maya furrows her brow. I'll follow your lead. Better to let this play out. Absolutely not. Does this have anything to do with us? I'll follow your lead. She clears her throat loud enough to turn heads in the direction of your party.
One against a mob isn't exactly even. Ever heard of a fair fight?
Maya cracks her knuckles and rolls her shoulders.
Ha! Company warships blow our canoes to splinters, and you call us unfair? You foreign imps are all the same.
Turning to you and Maya, Harama gives away no recognition other than a flicker of gratitude. What seems to be the problem here?
As surely as sharks circle spilled blood, this one has been casting an unwelcome shadow on our village.
One of the villagers steps forward and gestures to Harama.
We found coded documents in his quarters, and he defended himself with lies. Outsider spy.
Mutters of assent rise in volume from the assembled villagers. What makes you think it's anything nefarious?
Because Rauatai hungers after these isles, like a tiger lurking in the tall grass and whetting its chops.
If you townies are dumb enough to go blundering into an alpha predator, you deserve what's coming to you.
Maya squares her stance and shakes her head.
Who are you to speak in his defense? And who is your traitor friend who postures like she is not one of us?
Jeers and rude gestures fill the air, many of them aimed at Maya. I'm the one who's going to bring the wrath of Barath down on your heads. Oh boy. Maya, care to elaborate?
I've got better things to do than listen to a bunch of islanders argue over who wants to die first.
We gotta de-escalate the situation. De-escalate. Maya reaches for her weapon and begins to advance. The crowd flinches back from Maya, and their spokesperson raises a hand.
A Hawana who speaks for agents of Rauatai is no friend of the tribes. She and her bird will share in his fate.
He sweeps his hand to encompass Maya and Harama both. You're making this choice. I'm warning you to back away. I already know that I'm going to walk away from this. How certain are you? I'm gonna do this. I don't really see what the bluff is here. I mean, I am gonna walk away from this. The ringleader takes a sharp breath, examining the faces of his neighbors and fellow tribesmen.
That's what I thought.
Maya folds her arms, wearing an accomplished grin.
Harama, we will have eyes on you. Cause no trouble.
The leader of the gang points from his eyes to Harama's, and then signals the rest to depart. Okay, good. I know there might have been a bluff there, but I didn't see the bluff.
I owe you thanks for that, stranger.
The big Rauatain stands at ease and looks you up and down, nodding with approval.
Now here is a welcome sight.
He turns to face Maya, and his smile brightens his features.
Is that little Deshiza? Hop over here, you old terror.
Harama opens his arms, and Maya's bird darts enthusiastically closer, pecking at Harama's shins.
Ishi town. You don't know where he's been.
Maya arches her brow, smiling in spite of herself. Don't I get an introduction?
Captain, this is Harama. We were shipmates on the Flying Buttress.
She nods to him, their eye contact lingering an extra moment. Ooh.
That's a word for it. You could also say we were...
loyal servants of the homeland. That's enough out of you.
Maya touches her brow and shakes her head, hiding the hint of a smile.
Afraid this isn't a social visit. This comes from up high.
She passes him a roll of parchment. His demeanor hardens the moment he unseals the missive, warming his tongue over his teeth. Harama lifts up the parchment to view it against a light source. Damn, I never read that. I guess it was sealed. I shouldn't have read it anyway.
Sura's up to his tricks again, I see. Thank you, Maya. I've been waiting for this.
That sounds malicious.
Maya, why is she asking?
Harama squints at you, hesitating to say more.
Captain, later. I promise we can discuss it later.
Okay. I just want to say, you're Kana's sister, so I will give you some leeway. But don't make the wrong decision, Maya. You're not Adir or Aloth. Those two, they've been with me through hell and back. They have a pass on just about everything they do. Pelagina as well. But you, I like you a lot, but... Easy now. Easy. Continue.
I guess we're done here. It's been, well, sort of like old times. In a good way.
Maya grins, planting her hands on her hips.
Especially seeing you coming and going again. When the dust settles, maybe we could...
He trails off, shifting his weight.
I'd like that. Ishi misses you something awful.
Say no more. Good luck in your travels and other adventures. Ishiza, you keep your feathers clean.
He salutes Maya and steps back with a wink. Alright. Good to know. Alright, let's talk. Got some explaining.
You probably have some questions about what we've been doing.
Maya sighs, nodding.
We found Harama in quite a state, didn't we? It's no wonder you'd be curious about what's going on.
Indeed.
Harama is a sociable type of guy. Getting to know people is as easy to him as breathing is to you or me. Atsura has set him loose so he can get to know as many people as possible.
He's a spy.
That's one way you could put it.
It's the right way to put it.
He's keeping an eye on Tikawara. Who comes and goes, what sorts of things they discuss.
So a spy.
Atsura is committed to a more peaceful Deadfire. But he's just one man. He needs good people to shoulder the burden with him.
So Harama is just eyes and ears? What's to stop me from telling Onakaza and Uruhi about this? That mob said he had coded missives. Was that true? So he's just eyes and ears.
Only Atsura knows for sure. Harama might not even have all the facts. I certainly don't.
I'm not gonna, I wouldn't... There's no need for me to tell on her. That mob said he had coded missives. Was that true?
Maybe. Probably.
Maya shrugs.
Let's just say we're not the first people to deliver Harama a missive that looked like one thing and read like another.
What have you been delivering, Maya?
Truthfully? I don't know. They looked like ordinary documents to me, but I'm sure that's how Atsura wanted it. Atsura has a new code for every hour of the day. He probably has cipher keys tattooed all over his body.
That's all. For now.
You have every reason to be suspicious. Just trust me that this is all for the best. I wouldn't lie about that.
The best for who, though? That's the question. Let's be off. I'll talk to you later.
Oh.
Okay.
I shall.
What's this? Alright, we've seen that before. Little big drum. The drum emits a deep, satisfying boom when you strike it. Neat. Did you arrive on the Defiant? I did. You have a name. A seasoned Wana woman rests her elbow on the drum like it's the only thing keeping her upright. She pats the hide skin, the percussion no more effortful than a sigh. She opens her eyes as you approach. I'm Klestia, captain of the Defiant. One of her eyebrows arches up with an unspoken question. She squints down at the docks and nods toward your boat. She touches her brow with 2 fingers, then she gives the drum a pair of playful taps. That may have been an introduction. What do you do here? Exaggerating her movements, she shields her eyes and scans the horizon. Then she points off at the distance, kicks her legs up and with youthful glee, and pretends to pound on the drum with wild, enthusiastic beats. Shrugging, she lets her hand fall to her side once again. Don't you speak? A deep, wrinkled scar traces a winding path down her neck. She tilts her head to the side and beckons you to look closer. The angle and shape looks like the mark of a boar's tusk. She raises one finger and points down to a dried hoof knotted on her belt. Then she makes a gesture of pulling back and releasing a bowstring several times in rapid succession. Grinning, she snaps her fingers and leans once more against the drum with a satisfied sigh.
I admit it. I like this one.
She rolls her eyes at Maya and shoos her away. Tap on the surface of the drum. You play a short, hesitant beat. She bites the inside of her cheek and considers before drumming a quick response with her knuckles. Then she beats harder, faster rhythms, and steps back, grinning at you. Play something together. She places a hand on her hip, skeptical as you start to build a rhythm. Eventually she bobs her head and smiles a little wider. She eases in closer, your shoulders touching, and beats on the drum fast enough to build tempo without outpacing you. Her rhythm response changes the tune, introducing complexity while keeping the spirit of the original alive. She closes her eyes and sways in place. The flow of her movements make the beat look effortless, but her arms are a constant blur. In the village below, heads begin to bob. Furrowed brows momentarily relax. Finally, she breaks the rhythm and steps back, shaking out her arms and sucking in deep breaths. She tips her head to you, gratitude and recognition mingling with her exhaustion.
Get a room, you two.
Do you know anything about the tribe's missing Koiki? Frowning, she sweeps her hand out to gesture at the entire village at once. She shrugs. Then her hand wanders toward her belly. She sighs through her nose. Farewell. Alright. Cool. Don't want to go talk to the chieftain until we figure out this theft situation. That was up here though, wasn't it? Communal storage hut. Stained coral reeds. One tribes use this hardy coral reed, the hardy coral reeds, to weave baskets or mats. The material is flexible and firm, giving off a faint smell of salt water. But they're stained. And that's it. That's the only thing I'm seeing. Unless that's something. I guess we'll take a look inside. Okay. Okay. Karu hut. Hail, daughter of Amira. You're just workers? Okay. Guess we'll go in here. Maybe, since they got like a weaving thing in here, maybe it's like a weaver. I guess they had a basket outside. Okay. I see a lot of baskets in here. Karu craftsman. Wahita and Rongi. For what does Rongi go out to the beach in the middle of the night? Rongi? This Amoa man seems lost in thought. His clothes are neat and clean, but he's tugging on the fringe of his sash, which he's worried into a long, loose thread. He looks up at you, his bleary eyes suddenly sharp and alert.
What say? You are new to Tikawara?
He nods, looking you up and down. What do you do here?
I weave baskets and mats, strong and soft, just as my mother's cousin taught me.
He smiles with real pride.
In the afternoon, I will go to the trading post to sell them. Of course, all that I earn goes back to the Ranga first. This is prize share.
He rushes to add the latter part. Prize share?
Ikira, we trust in our Ranga to dispense our food, goods, and coin to the tribe.
Continue.
The Mataru get the best of all, and then the Kwaru. The Raparu share what is left among themselves. Mukumu sees to it that Tamao is made an example of what breaking prize share looks like.
Do you know anything about the missing Koiki fruit?
Only that Tamao has slept like a fat tortoise, while the rest of us chew on reeds to fool our bellies.
Rangi folds his arms.
Ikira, no one could be less surprised. Tamao had this coming.
Pakehu admitted that he lied about it.
For what do you come to me then?
Rangi furrows his brow and sniffs.
Guilty or no, being tossed to the waves is what Tamao deserves. I have no tears for him. He complained until the Ranga gave him my finest mats, and then left him out for the sport of beasts. Let the gods sort him.
Complained to the Ranga gave him my finest mats and then left them out for the sport of beasts. Rangi's lips curls back, but he holds his composure steady. So even if Tamao is innocent, you don't care.
The tribe has challenges enough without Juana eating from each other's plates.
Flaring his nostrils, Rangi glances away from you.
You overstep for a stranger, an outsider. I say you should go back to the shore that welcomes you.
No. He turns away and says no more. Uh-huh. Okay. Rangi acted particularly dismissive of Tamao's possible innocence. It might be worth keeping an eye on him. You said he goes down to the beach at midnight? Maybe I can just go back up here and see it. For what does Rangi go out to the beach in the middle of the night? So we'll have to wait till nighttime.
Oh?
It's fair. That's fair. Is it fair? I don't actually know. I wish there was a way to... Wait, there's a rest system, right? Yeah. Okay, so it's morning right now. I don't want to just rest.
Sounds like the last 5 years have been good to you.
I have been allowed to serve my country to the best of my ability. Ah, that is good.
And I see you haven't changed a bit.
Certainly.
Alright, hey.
Yes. Hello.
No. What about you? Nope, okay. Just seeing if they had any updates. Alright, well, before we wait, let's go ahead and explore the rest of the city besides talking to the chief. The bell's reliefs have been worn smooth in some places and crusted with patina in others. The statue depicts a voluptuous woman with the head of an anglerfish. The paint is thick, as if freshly applied. They're very generous with Andra. Very generous. Alright. Guess we'll go talk to the priestess. I hope that your presence is a favorable omen. It is. It always is.
Amir's winds blow bitter today, outsider.
Hi. This woman is young, but her serious manner makes her look much older. Her nose and ears are pierced in several places, and her mouth is twisted in a scowl.
More outlanders. Are your masters so desperate that they send you to plunder a starving village?
Excuse me? I think we got off on the wrong foot. Klesia, captain of the Defiant. Watch your tongue if you intend to keep it. I think we got off on the wrong foot. Klesia, captain of the Defiant.
For what do you say this? To impress me? You are no different from the last ones who came through.
No, I'm pretty sure I am. I'm sorry. I'm the protagonist of this game, so I know you probably didn't know that, but yeah, I am special. She shakes her head, scowling.
Outlanders conquer us with ink and paper packs as well as blades. But they conquer us all the same.
She squares her stance and grimaces. I'm only looking for Pococahara. I'm just seeking a lost Valian expedition. I'm not here to conquer anyone.
Akira. That is what the last bunch said.
She crosses her arms and glares.
Ruanu. He collaborates with the bottom feeders who went to Pococahara for Adra riches. I warned the Valians about Pococahara, but why listen to the ignorant Huana girl? Now I remain. They are gone. Taken by the curse.
Valians are some of the most skilled navigators in the world. They don't just go. What is this? Old Valian. Yeah. They don't just go. Oh, they don't just go missing. Ha.
Pococahara was not for them. With Nagati's aid, the sea takes and gives in equal measure.
She raises her finger to her brows. Her fingers to her brow.
Dark clouds surround Pococahara, and in my dreams, they swallow us all.
She looks at the statue next to her, her eyes bright with intensity. If the island is cursed, whoever lived to tell of it? If the Valians are gone, why are you in such a foul mood? The more I hear about this Pococahara, the more entrancing it sounds. If the island is cursed, whoever lived to tell of it? She sighs deeply, her bony shoulders rising like a vulture's wings.
We tell these stories not because they happen just so. We tell them for what they mean. Our Rangosphere makes him too trusting. He believes the Valian traders will protect us if they settle here and mine Pococahara.
She closes her eyes and shakes her head.
They will. It is what the company has done throughout the Eastern Reach. Why not here?
So the villagers pour their sweat into the sand, building a trading post on a barren island.
What do you think will happen? It might not be barren for long if you allowed coin to flow through. What do you think will happen?
If more Valians come? Akira, the same thing that has happened with every other foreigner.
She waves a gangly arm in the air.
They will kill us, rob us, enslave us. And we will be too busy building their halls and sweeping their docks to fight.
She bites her lip in a bitter frown.
If you go to Pococahara, I say the best thing is to destroy it for the tribe.
Her brow raises sharply as she studies your reaction.
We saw how the Valians took over Port Marge. Imagine a similar scenario with a less amiable governor.
Maya sighs through her nose.
Akira, your friend sees the shape of things. When the Udra is gone, the Valians will dig somewhere else, leaving us to point our canoes toward more welcoming shores.
How do you expect me to destroy luminous Adra? Knock over an Adra pillar? I do enjoy a challenge. I doubt my friends in the trading company would appreciate that. I'll consider it. How do you expect me to destroy luminous Adra?
If I knew, then I would go myself. Anything that is built can surely be destroyed, Akira. And the storms are proof of powerful magic at work. Dispel this magic, banish it, whatever needs doing.
She brushes off her palms. I won't shatter a gateway to the beyond just because it inconveniences you. I'll consider it. I doubt my friends in the trading company would appreciate that. I mean, the only friend I have in the trading company is Pelagina. And to be honest, I think out of the original companions, even though I had her with me like the entire time, I think she's probably the one Klesia got along with the least. I'm trying to think about them. Sagani, I think she liked a lot. Sagani was good. The 3 DLC companions, she probably didn't get along with the devil very much, but I, as the player, really liked the devil. And then the other 2 she liked. Maneha and... Oh, I forget the monk's name. He's really cool, though. He's probably my favorite of the DLC ones. And then I guess there were a couple that we didn't really know much because we got them towards the end. Like the Grieving Mother and the Druid. I guess I didn't really get along with the Grieving Mother either. I didn't really like her. She was interesting. I think she was an interesting companion. That's the last game, though. Not here to talk about them. I guess I liked Pelagina well enough, but I don't really like how she's just gone back to doing her thing with the trading company. She didn't really change a whole lot. I'll consider it.
I hope so. And we did not speak of this, Akira?
She nods, but her eyes are still narrowed in caution. I hear that Anaharu also has had problems with outsiders. She winces as you speak the name. One hand strays to the coral crescent pendant. She forces it back down, pinning her hand beneath her folded arms.
Anaharu was the tribe's priest before me. And he was my father. Before he challenged Ruanu to a trial of waves.
She sighs and takes hold of the pendant, gripping it in a tight fist.
But he was cast off. We are forbidden to speak of him.
Tell me about the trial of waves.
When there is an argument between leaders that cannot be answered, we turn to Nagati. 2 challengers risk violent currents, beasts from the deep, and waves that would dash them against the rocks. The winner, if there is one, has Nagati's favor. The loser, living or dead, is forgotten by Nagati and the tribe.
Her gaze turns downcast. Why didn't Anaharu challenge Ruana to a trial of waves?
My father knew the traders are as dangerous as pirates and slavers, perhaps more, because they grow strong in Neketaka. So, when the expedition came, he begged Ruana to send them away and move the tribe to another island.
Her knobby knuckles pale as she squeezes the pendant.
Ruanu, he did not listen, and Anaharu was done talking.
That's what the one person was saying, Anna. They just didn't finish the name. What does it mean to be cast off?
It means the tribe must forget him. The Ranga divided his possessions among the other Mataru, and now we do not speak of him.
She swallows, still looking away. I see.
Anaharu goes to his next life, but forgotten, he goes to a different tribe.
She hangs her head. You don't seem to think much of Ruana's leadership.
He is our Ranga. My own great aunt looked into his soul and declared him such.
Even as she says this, she hesitates, one hand clenching and a fist at her side.
I must respect him, even as he builds a village for our enemies.
Have you tried reasoning with him?
Akira, I have, and so did
She breaks off, looking down and frowning.
Anaharu. I must learn to stop saying his name.
Are you the priestess of this tribe? She nods, one finger brushing the crescent pendant at her neck.
We worship the same gods as the foreigners, but sometimes with different names. This is Nagati, the trickster of the seas.
She points to the wooden statue. It's as smooth as an old piece of driftwood, and the sun-bleached and water-stained patches suggest years of travel from one village to the next.
Foreigners know her as Andra. To us, there is no difference.
Very well. Okay.
Oh. Indeed.
Interesting. I don't know who I'd side with on this this problem.
Hey, Pallegina. I know you're kind. You can't have children. But would you have wanted them?
Ah. It is because I cannot give my country children that I give them so much of the life I have.
When I was younger, I took it for granted I'd have them one day. Free labor. But a lot of time passed before I knew it. Hardly gave it a thought until now.
You are not getting any younger. I know you do not like thinking, Adair, but maybe it's time to start.
Hi, dear. Good old dear. Alright, so we're going to wait until midnight. Alright. So he should be out on the beach. In theory.
For what do you follow me?
Rongi keeps his hands at his side, breathing heavily all the while. You seem awfully nervous. Something the matter?
Can a weaver not soak his feet in the cool sand? Our village has troubles, Akira. I go here to set mine afloat on Ngati's back.
He nods to indicate the peaceful lapping of waves. Come on, I can tell you're up to something. Tell me what you're doing, or tell me what's going on before I drown you in a tide pool. Don't be so anxious, I'm here to help. I can tell you're up to something.
If you will not leave me alone, then I go.
He raises his brows and studies you.
All this noisy tarrying exposes us to hungry Lavufath.
He begins the trek back to the village, glancing over his shoulder. No, he doesn't.
I see your feet will not let you stay in one place.
He leans his lean face has the pale, clammy sheen of a fish belly, but he forces a smile. What do you do here?
I weave baskets in the apple,
we've
of
read
course.
this already. Alright.
As you like.
Dried koiki fruit.
Oh, certainly.
Alright, you probably should have taken that with you, buddy. Or hit it a little better than that, but, you know.
Yes. Hello. Whatever you need, I can help.
I found a bunch of koiki fruit buried by the shore.
Hidden from all the sand crabs and liars, I say.
Makumu shows his teeth to Mao.
Akira, that is no work of mine. Though I want to see you lose a finger to the crabs, digging up the rest.
Tamao laughs in spite of himself, his teeth red with dried blood.
I say I'm beyond finished. For this, I'll feed you to Ngati myself.
Wait, Rongi was the one who hid the koiki. The dagger bobs in Makumu's hand, his pinched glare hovering on Tamao.
Akira, this is true? Why would Rongi do this?
He kept the koiki for himself and paid for my silence. No, I don't know. Why don't you ask him?
Rongi gave up his words when he stole from the tribe. His voice is silenced to me.
I probably should have talked to him first, huh? Now he's gonna get punished.
2 traitors, but only one deserves death this day.
Resolved, Makumu nods to himself and presses his lips together. Without another word, he passes you some bottles and shells. 2 potions of deafness and some money. Thank you. And there we go. Bunch of XP. And I guess they're freed? Cool. I do feel a little bad that we didn't, talk to Rongi, but he was kind of an asshole, so... Not that being an asshole means you should die, but... I was just coming around here to see if I can't see, what happened. Doesn't look like it, though. You got anything to say, buddy?
You need something?
No? Okay. Alright, well, I guess it's time to go talk to the, chief. Chieftain's Lodge. What say? Any hospitality? No, I guess you guys don't really have a lot to give, huh?
Welcome to Tikawara.
Thank you. And Amora huddles in close conversation with the warriors next to him. He whispers in a low, stern voice. No sooner do you catch his eye than he grins wide enough to stretch every muscle in his face.
Happy day that the gods smile upon us. A favorable omen.
He inclines his head and touches his brow. Thank you. Glacia, captain of the Defiant, at your service. I understand a Valiant expedition came through here. Do you get many outsiders in Tikawara? I'm just passing through. Glacia.
I would shower you with the fruit of our harvest, but the season is unkind, I say.
So I've heard.
Pococahara is restless. Even from afar, the storms tear our bounty up by the root and chase fish to calmer shores.
He raises his hand to gesture to the east. His hand falls limply to his side. What is Pococahara?
An island not touched since the days of our ancestors. The Valians went to Pococahara for luminous Ardra, but their expedition does not return. As the storms grow wild, Tikawara dies around us. No traveler will land here if they are forced to eat their belts, I say.
He absently presses his knuckles, worrying his blood from his fingers. I have some history with old places that cause storms. I'll take a look. Why not move the tribe elsewhere?
In our old villages, we were raided by pirates, stolen by slavers, and killed by Rawatayan scouts.
His head drops further with each admission, as if their acknowledgement diminishes him personally.
So I brought them here, where the soil is too poor for Koiki fruit and the waters too shallow for great fish. At least we are in the path of Valian traders as they come and go. This is protection, prosperity, a future.
He nods, resolute in the idea. How is Pococahara causing storms?
You are new to the islands. I would not expect you to know of these things. Our ancestors told of luminous Ardra, the bones of the Deadfire, breaching through the sands of Pococahara. Ngati raises her watery fist in defense of the Ardra. Valian or Huana, it is nothing to her who suffers in the wake of such anger.
At the implication of divine providence, Pelagina's right eye twitches in annoyance, the membrane flickering out in black. Fighting against it, she forces a weak smile and nods politely. Cocking his head to the side, Ruana mirrors the gesture with a full smile. He seems to be puzzled. He seems to be puzzling out Pelagina's reaction. Beyond the storms, is there any danger?
Ikira, we paddle our canoes the long way around Pococahara for a reason, I say. Another people lived among our ancestors and built a temple in the desert. Now there is only death.
Now that does tend to follow the Ingwithins.
Mm-hmm.
But the Valians close their ears to my warning.
He shrugs, glancing away. I have some history with old places that cause storms. I'll take a look. His eyes widen a little. The smile that creases his face seems, for the moment, genuine.
Here, this was a token passed down from the Rankas, said to come from Pococahara in brighter days.
He passes you a heavy length of copper, shaped in a spiral. This looks like a seashell.
The Muzuma snail, a foul thing, yes? They eat through the dead faster than Tangaloa, I say. It is nothing the Kawaru would craft. The ancestors and their hobbies.
He shrugs, smiling.
If you need aid, Himarihi's warriors need only someone to bark commands and they will go.
He raises his fingers to his brow once more. Tell me about your tribe.
Our village here is young still, but we will grow when the Valians come. That is for what we build many houses now, even a trading post.
He beams with pride.
We make Tikawara pleasing to the Valians. Then when they come for Pococahara, they build their harbor here. They must.
He clears his throat. You don't seem to mind the Valian influence here.
Some tribes push foreigners away, but it is good to have powerful friends.
A frown briefly clouds his expression.
Powerful friends have a way of extracting costly favors, don't they?
He gives you a sidelong glance.
If the Valians come, they will build an outpost here in Tikawara.
His gaze unfocuses like he is convincing himself of every word.
Then we will have the trade, protection, and friendship of a mighty nation. A favorable arrangement for both sides, I say.
Are you always this friendly?
You sure you want to question that? We never get nice ones like this.
I say that in Tikawara there is always a spot around the fire and...
A gurgle reverberates from the stomach of the guard standing near or next to Rurana. He grimaces and places his hand over his belly as if to muffle the sound. The Ranga shoots him a withering glare.
and a Koiki in every hand.
When he turns back to you, he is all wide smiles and pleasantries again. Back to my previous questions.
Speak on, friend.
Where can I find supplies?
The Valians left many crates with the dwarf. He hoards them by the beach.
Annoyance flickers across his face, but it's gone as quickly as a ripple on the water.
But we never refuse a guest. If you need sleep, Himuihi will show you all the villages contending for the honor of your visit. And if you need strong Mataru warriors to fight at your side, then Himuihi can help you with this also. She guards the trading post.
I had questions about Pokokahara.
Wind and sorrow are all that emerge from the ruins. Never answers.
He waves you on. Back to my other questions.
Speak on, friend.
Farewell.
What?
And they go over there. Okay. Cool. What's this?
I shall make it so.
The wood is smooth under your hands, and the totem looks to have been carved and painted recently. The many rips in this worn, old banner have been lovingly stitched back together. Okay. Alright, well. Oops. So, you've got Broodmother's Fury. That's here on this island, I think. I think we'll do that next episode. And then we'll be headed to Pokokahara whenever we finish with this island. But interesting, this island, I like this island. I like this village. It's got a lot of things going on. Ripe for the influence of a powerful watcher, one might say. We'll see what happens when we get done with everything. Hopefully we leave it in a better place than we found it. But until then, I hope you all enjoy this episode. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. And I'll catch you later.